Magic in the morning with lots of sunshine and getting closer to the end of the month. Yes, March coming up the end of this week. Hard to believe it. It's Tuesday. That means a couple of things. It's not Monday anymore. We're a day closer to the weekend, but it also means it's time for Good Policies with our friend Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
And a day closer to tax refund day.
What's that?
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Business owners go, huh? We don't know what that is.
All right. So together, Mike and I and you with us, we talk about in the insurance industry. It's almost like solving the Rubik's Cube sometimes, Mike.
No, that's easier.
I have an idea of where we might be able to go today. See, Mike and I come into this completely without bullet point talking points. So I log into Facebook this morning. My aunt out in Michigan posted up a picture of her granddaughter, who is 16.
Oh, wow.
Holding up a set of keys.
Oh, no, getting...
Beside her first car. And she wrote, "It is so good to see you driving off to school for the first day." These are moments that parents go,
Yeah.
we went, yay.
Yeah. So good to see you until I see the bill in which you're on. And then I go, whoa. Yeah.
So we've had some talks about this quote-unquote hard insurance market. My question to you is this. What about people that don't have, like new drivers like this, or people that are just now getting their license back for some reason or another? What's that doing?
Interesting. So, first and foremost, for a young driver, it's probably best to be on mom and dad's policy because mom and dad have better credit history. Mom and dad have a home. Mom and dad have other vehicles. So you're getting the crediting for multi-policy, multi-vehicle, and all that. But let's say that that's not the case in this example, because you are leading in with a hard market discussion. In the hard market, what we're finding is that if you don't have insurance, you can't get insurance. That's kind of where we're at in the grand scheme. That's like the big brushstroke at the top. But something like a child getting their license and getting their first car, that's not really in the realm of not having insurance and not able to get insurance. You'll be able to get it. That won't be a problem. Again, it'd be much more expensive if you don't go on your parents, but you could get it. Now, let's turn the table. You're driving a vehicle with no insurance and have been for any period of time, 30 days or more. 99% of the carriers out there will say, sorry, we can't quote you or write you because that's against our rules. I do have carriers that could care less and will write you, but again, you're most likely paying a little bit more for not having had insurance. It's a little bit of a penalty.
So I'm going to use me because I have a driving history. Because I'm not a kiddo anymore.
Yeah.
So something happened in my life that I ended up losing my driver's license for a very, very long period of time.
Sure.
Okay. And when I came back into driving after all the hoops and hurdles, it was expensive.
It was expensive, but the good news is that based on the story that I'm thinking is there, you probably went through a 3-year cycle of maintaining proper insurance, and then you were able to start looking for other insurance. So there's a recovery point there. But where the hard market really is in terms of if you don't have insurance, you ain't getting it. Man, we're seeing that more and more. With a hard market, to remind folks, there's 2 types of markets that exist for insurance: soft market and a hard market. Soft market's what we always had since I've been in this industry. Hard market is where we are at today. Probably saw the last hard market in the early 80s. But underwriting scrutiny is at an all-time high. Rates are going up exponentially. You can be calling and saying, hey, my rate went up, shop me, and I can shop you, and I can scare the heck out of you with some of the other carriers. Not always the case, but we're finding that common. But we have folks who maybe for any number of reasons haven't maintained insurance on either a property or a vehicle. Well, let's just stick with the property. I think that's probably a better point. It's almost impossible for me to find companies that will allow me to write somebody who hasn't had insurance for a year or more than a year. Even the companies that we call excess and surplus, who are kind of like, hey, we'll write it. We write it all. They're kind of like the Mike likes, the Mikey likes it guys, they don't even want it right now. So it's very tight, very restricted, very difficult. There are ways to do it, but boy, is it a workout.
Well, I'm going to come right in here. I know you just left off with using property as the theme, the subject here, but never before in the history of this country have things been so expensive Not just to purchase, but to replace. Automobiles, the average cost of a vehicle out there now is over $25,000.
Yeah.
The average cost of an existing property is somewhere in the world of $250,000.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what these companies have to write checks for.
Right. And the market has not connected to that, right? So while all these prices just skyrocketed, the insurance rates did not. And the last statistic that I saw, and granted, this is dated now, so I'm hoping it's a recovered number. But back in November, I was in Alexandria, Virginia at meetings, and we were finding out statistically that the national average for auto insurance loss ratio was 108, meaning that for every $1 collected in premium, they were paying $1.08 in claims. So they were losing 8 cents on the dollar. And I know, and believe me, I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I'm just the guy who looks in and sees what's going on. So I'm not going to tell you, woe is me, insurance companies, because I know we all love to hate them. I get it. It's what we do. I'd love to do that. But truth be told, they're hurting and they're trying to recover. You mentioned the property, $166 a square foot was a fairly common square foot calculation to build or rebuild a house. That number can be 300 or more today. But yet, if we look, nothing really has changed in my homeowner. So I don't have enough coverage. I'm not paying that amount. There's a lot of open-endedness right now. So I think instead of calling it a hard market, I would call it a market correction. I think we're looking for a few years of just getting caught up, hoping things will level down, get back to where they used to be a little bit, I hope. I don't know if we'll ever get back to the way it really used to be, but if we can get close, I'd be happy. So.
Well, and two, you were talking about the time frame of November last year. Last year and the year before that, we had a lot of natural disasters, which led to a lot of property and personal property loss.
Natural disasters are on the rise. The increased severity of those, the increased frequency of those, increased frequency and severity of just your everyday auto insurance claim. Now, think about it. I still have people that get in a small accident and go, I don't really want to file a claim. I'll just hammer it out. Until they realize that with the sensors and everything that's in that particular part of their bumper, it's a $2,500 repair. There's no banging that out. So unless you've got a technology degree and you're a master craftsman, you're putting money into that car to fix it, and it's a lot more expensive than it used to be. Even windshields with the calibration requirements now, much more expensive than they used to be.
Yeah, or with a friend like ours on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury.
Yes.
All right, Barrett Insurance with good policies on Magic. How can folks reach out?
Sure. I'm sure you're just itching to call, find out all the gloom and doom. 748-5224 is our number. You can find us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
It is not gloom and doom. My takeaway from all the years that we've done this, Mike, it is that peace of mind that is absolutely, you can't put a price tag on it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I think that's a good way to sum it up. And you know what? The best part, we'll get through this together.
We will. Coming up, music from BB Rex of Magic in the Morning.